Buzz. Hey everyone, doing the thing. Aw, dude, sweet. Dude, big shout outs to Rezi and dude SMW crew for the dude. That was cool. That was a cool race, especially the trick exhibition there at the end. That was really sweet. And Mario Wars is one of those games that's like crazy cool with like all the weird ways you can abuse bits in the game. But what's going on? My name is Toke, and I'm going to be running Splatterhouse on the PC engine. Actually, it's on console too. The plot is simple. You punch people, and eventually you find your girlfriend. Typical stuff. I also think that I saw the tweet. Is this where the spooky block begins? Because it ain't get much spookier than this. But yeah, give a simple countdown here, and we can get started. So, about yeah, we'll do a countdown. So, cool. And that just brings me back. All right, so we'll 3, 2, 1, go. So it's a pretty interesting speed game. The big part of the game is this slide move that you'll see a bunch. And it's a little hard to pull it off in the first area here. It's pretty good. You can get through a lot of stuff with it. And for most enemies it will one-hit kill them. So you notice the ladder here, you don't have to actually jump to the top. You actually just climb a set amount of time, and then it just cuts. Here's our first boss fight of the game. It is Snack Room. Snacks be strong, but they also protect. As you can see, it's really hard. So if you get spooked real easy, make sure you got something to hold on to. Punch. And then the real boss appears. The game has really good graphics. Like, I just like the style to it. It's like not super complex, but it's got a look to it, and it's really neat. Danger noodles, that's right. Game has some amazing sound effects too. So for most of the game, like I think the game is like half auto-scroller and half like actual game. The auto-scroller bits are neat, and there's actually neat ways to actually save time on them, surprisingly. This is the PC Engine version, or the TurboGrafx 16 version. It's not the arcade. This game came out on those two systems. This version is really good. I've not actually had the chance to play the arcade version of this game, but from what I've heard, it's more or less the same game. I think there's like a stage missing out of between the versions. These little mines, look, we're in a mansion, by the way. We're going through the mansion that I skipped through at the beginning because time. Boink. But this, I don't know where this is. Do you have like mines floating through your basement that's also like really flooded? So here's a good time save coming up, is hugging the left side here. You can get jumped up in a couple spots. The PC Engine. So here's boss 2. It is, I call it a poltergeist. I don't know what it is. This room just starts going crazy. Cups appear out of nowhere. You can punch them, kind of. And then you get to fight this chair. It's dancing. You gotta tell it to stop, because that's not comfy. And then, you know, because you have like knives just, you know, hanging around in your house. That's just how it do. Cool. And that's a good little quick cycle. And then the painting. I didn't get the, that's fine too. You get the juggle. You can do the, you can kill it in one hit with the slide, but we kind of botched it. The slide's actually tricky to do. That can actually do damage to you, and it can kill you. Little troll thing at the end there. But juggle punching the painting is just as fun. It's slower, but it's neat. This stage has probably one of the, at first, like, questionably one of the hardest bosses in the entire game. Get this gun. We're not going to need that. So actually in my practice, I actually found a better way to do this fight. And I don't know if people actually do it in runs, but So get this rock, you just throw it at, don't need it. So let's see if we can pull this off. Because this way you don't have to do the gun carry, and you just blow them away. The normal trick to that is to carry the first gun that you find in the stage to over here, because you can kind of like, if there's multiple items you can pick up, you can push down to pick one, but you drop your current item, but you can kind of walk forward and kind of like continually drop progress them, and then you have 2 guns for the boss. But that boss, by the way, if you do, even if you have the single gun, if you don't do that like one thing, I swear it's impossible. Like, the range on that dude is crazy, crazy disgusting. And every time you go to try to attack him, he jumps backwards. Like, has a huge hitbox, has chainsaw arms. It's like, it's really like a Resident Evil kind of thing. I guess circa what were there chainsaw arm things in Resident Evil games that weren't Resident Evil 5? Those of you in the know might be able to help out with that one. Also, hey Bachi, Dork, Weak Beat, and all you peeps. Yeah, the slide is really like the best move in the game. The auto-scrollers can be a little interesting because there's 2 types of auto-scrollers that exist in video games. There's the kind that will push you if you're not walking. This kind is, I guess, nicer, but not in a speedrun sense, where if you're like at the point where the screen will push you or touch you, it stops scrolling. Like, you don't get pushed forward. So we can just walk here. That's like half the auto-scrollers down. So now we get to, man, look at that. We can look at our reflections in the mirror. Take that, AAA games. And we've got little dudes pop out who are not us. Hey, Amy. Birthday. Bachi. Stay tuned for Bachi's art jam that's happening up after this, by the way. So how's everyone been? Yeah, reflections, I know, right? Look at that. It's crazy. It's real hard. You know, it's real hard to put reflections in your game, or think to do it in 2017. That's 2 hits. The slide is hard to do when you're standing still because you have to be in a state of going forward. Oh, to do the slide, I never explained it. You have to be walking and in the air and at a specific height above the ground, and you have to be pushing the direction you're moving in as well as down, so a down diagonal input. This thing looks hard. You have this like leaf shield thing going on with the boss. This will be the last hit. Boom. You don't need to break the faces that spin around it. You only need to hit the face in the middle. So it's kind of neat. This is an odd bit because it's weird. Like, this is a big house. You get to see it in the end. We'll get to see it at the end of the game, the credits. Reflections are hard. Do you know how many teraflops you need to reflect something? Ain't easy. That's that's for some nerds to prattle away with, though. Not me. Not a nerd. In fact, I've heard that this is a nerd-free marathon, so get out. I don't know. They might have to make the PS4 Pro Plus or the Xbox One AA or whatever they're on now. Also, we have the dancing chair room. It's pretty fun. There's more chairs than that. Like, I don't know. There are more chairs. They only killed like 2 or 3 of them. There's like usually 5 in that room. And then you got this area here. We got slippy floor if you're going down. We're gonna take our time here. Oh, we might actually get got. Maybe. Nah, we in there. We may not be in there. We might actually have to take it up. 1.21 gigaflops. Now here's where you can actually save a little bit of time. We have to wait. There's going to be a spike ball. One more. But actually anything with your slide is that you actually extend off the screen a little bit and can hit things off screen. So you got this little like pumpkin necromancer thingy. I'm not sure what it is. If you let it exist too long, then it will reanimate those zombies. You have to fight them again. It can get out of control really quick. This is a neat room. But also, there's a neat thing I should mention in here. Food. That's actually fine. I'll need health for the boss, and this is a pretty easy room anyway. It's a pretty solid run though up to that point. Ghost waifu. That dog usually comes from the right. But yeah, there's multiple paths through this house. All the holes in the floor or anything aren't like death trap kind of deal. It is a way through the house, which is really cool. Get out of here, ghost waifu. So now here's our girlfriend. Speaking of ghost waifus. So these are the monsters, and they just kind of like left. But our girlfriend is cursed. She sounds like olive oil from Popeye, and she's also been turned into a lobster thing. And only for one frame, that frame right there. So we gotta go for the quick fight. Which is... So what you want to do is slide into her. She has 3 phases. That's phase 1, phase 2 here, and she will jump shorter and shorter with... Nice. That was good quick phase. The 3rd phase is super trolly. Yep, she's crunk. What does that Simpsons mean? It's like crunk, crimp. There it is. Good. And then we pick her up and she like pixel dissolves. It's real tragic. And then that dude's like, yo mama. So we gotta go get him. Into the most questionable, I think, stage in the entire game. I have theories about what this stage is. But maybe I'll let you all figure it out. The only thing I say is it's very biological. Like, it has that, like, that, H.R. Geiger, like, this biofeel alien thing. He worked on that as well, but, yeah. There was a lot of games around this point where, like, they just turned H.R. Geiger at the end. Your Contras, your Ninja Gaidens, your, R-Type, except that was kind of, like, earlier in. We might die and have to go through this again. This is a brutal stage. It doesn't look bad, but the end bit here can be really trolly. All these spawns are random, by the way. Hey, we got an extra life. Which is indicated by that spooky mask. You can tell that it's extra spooky because it is red. So now we got this heart thing. So what you want to do is basically just stand here and we're gonna get got, yeah. You can get overrun really easy. So, oh yeah, Turrican did do it. That's fine, we have more health here. This is by far the hardest stage in the entire game. Punch. And it sucks because it is the longest stage in the entire game because it's an auto-scroller. But these bubble things are like crazy. Fetuses. Maybe. They're like little aliens. I don't know if the game says it, but I still feel like it's like a womb or something like that, because we have to like kill this heart. I don't know. Games are weird sometimes. I don't know what to say. Also, this isn't the floor of the mansion. If you recall, after we chased the one dude down into the hole... Super Turrican is like one of the best Turricans. Officially. If we're talking unofficial, then Gunlord is the best Turrican game, hands down. So one interesting thing about the game is your health does get replenished. Between stages, it adds 2 little human hearts. It's also an interesting thing with this game is that your life is measured in human hearts. Photorealistic hearts, pixel-realistic hearts, instead of just like butt Valentine hearts. But if you've never played Gunlord, Gunlord's fantastic. We're on the last stage of the game, which is stage 7, full of fire. And there's really no way to go fast in it. You get these logs you can jump over, and then you get, like, fire dudes coming up here. Hopefully we get lucky. Didn't want to take that hit. These logs are a little tricky. They have huge hitboxes. You have to jump over a bunch of them. These guys you cannot hurt. They are basically just... they just do this. Walk close to trigger them, and... but the only, like, time you can get is, like, sliding after that log. Now, Gunlord's fantastic. So you get Attack on Titan, dude. Ah, we're getting unlucky already. See if we can clutch it out here. You can get really unlucky with the rock drops in this. Your character sprite takes up like half the height of the game window, and you're not very fast. So it's exceptionally tricky. Okay, it's gonna be close. We might die. Because now the fight intensifies a little bit. We might be in there. We have one more phase. Do. Someone should actually, like, I'm telling you, Attack on Titan, they done ripped it off, yo. Time. Wait. Damn it. Untime. We can't untime. You'll have to, we'll just, count together. I didn't see that other rock. Dang old rock. Double death. Got baited. This last bit's really not hard. Yeah, done did it. But yeah, these rock drops can get really unfavorable. You want to have like 4 or 5 health here. Ideally, 3 is really touchy just because of the... it was so close. I'm like, come on, just let me win. But yeah, if you get 3, you can do it. But the nature of the rocks falling is just brutal. Plus the bit with the hands is just like a big old 1-2. Also, your hitbox kind of like, when you're standing, it shifts to like your butt, but when you're crouching, it isn't your butt. It's weird. We'll be good. Got it, time for real, except that, I don't know, like, add like a minute onto that or something. That's basically the game. We get this thing here. I think we fight the Spirit of the Mask. They may or may not free us, but in the second game, we still have the mask, so I don't know if it came back. They don't really elaborate the story on this game a whole lot, but not too bad. It was not too bad. Most of it was a solid run. And that's mostly Splatterhouse. It's a pretty... There's the mask, it goes... Pfft. And then we get this little reprisal bit here of the mansion that just burns down. And this song, which is pretty good. I think there's an interesting name in the credits. Wait, someone actually has a mask, the mask emote? Who is that? Who is that? Oh man. I can't remember. I think this game has one of those interesting, like, fake name credit things. Shoutouts to Kazoo. Oh yeah, papaya, papaya, paya. That's not too bad. I had to repeat one. Oh, hold on. We're getting a news report in. Hey, Allie. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to let everyone know that we have a $100 donation from Sal that says, "Greetings from
snap.
Tocqueville. It's a great cause. Here's a money."
Oh man, a whole money. Add it to our pile of monies. Our charity money pile. Also, music by Chopin. He came back from the dead.